this question I get all the time. How do you respond to the SP when they're not being the way you want? Okay, so when people ask me this question, I know that they're focused too much on their 3D, because if you understand that all that matters is what's going on in your imagination, you're not even going to care about how you respond to your SP in the 3D. For example, when my SP said, oh, we can only be friends. As much as I hated that and I knew I manifested it, I just stuck to my story internally. I just said to him, okay, that's fine. That's how I responded to it, because I know it doesn't actually matter what's going on in the 3D. It doesn't matter, like, we put so much emphasis on the way we respond to them, the way we are with them in the 3D, when we should be spending more time in our imagination and imagining it the way we want to be. Now, I completely understand why people have this question, because it's like, if your SP's in front of you, or you work with them, or they're around you, like, how do you be with them? You be with them however you want to be. Nonchalant, cool, yeah, that's fine. If they say, I don't want to be with you, yeah, no worries, don't worry, but cool, that's fine. You just don't care. You don't care about how you're responding to them as such in the 3D, because what's going on in the 3D doesn't even matter. It's just the old version. So if they're showing up as the unvariable version, instead of trying to think like, oh, how do I do this? How do I do that? Use that time and energy to go in your mind and imagine the version you want. Imagine you being the version of you that is experiencing the version of them that you want. You know, so that's what I would do when I was manifesting my SP. Instead of getting so caught up in the way he was being in the 3D and the way things were in the 3D, even if I was upset or whatever, I knew that all I had to do was go in my mind and imagine it to be the way I wanted it to be. So I didn't put too much focus or energy on like, how should I be in the 3D? How do I deal with him in the 3D? Because it's literally pointless. I just said, okay, that's fine. Like, just deal with it however you need to deal with it. As long as you're not reacting and flipping out, because when we're doing that, we're being the old self. You know, you're sort of just accepting what's going on in 3D because you know it's just your old story playing out. And then instead of like dwelling on it or going over it, you're just going in your mind and imagine it to be the way you want to be. So really, all in all, it doesn't really matter what you do or how you are with them in the 3D.